Once upon a time, time for story rhymes. Cut open bellies, display insides. This is Brothers Grimm mixed with CSI. Time for autopsies in these wolficides. Won't be hoodwinked by news. Narratives delivered unanalyzed. We're hooked on intravenous lies. Social media like a saline drip designed to make you cry. Dehydrate your humanity, then salt your wounds. Encase you entombed in fear cocoons until your hatred blooms. Baying for butterfly bombs and bunker busters bursting, bringing the blitz to Bethlehem and Beirut. To blow off the steam accumulated, they demand you root for a team, as if there's bad barbarisms and good genocides, so the world will not end in silence, but in fanatical cheers and futile screams, and suits celebrating explosive ratings overflowing with noughts because it's all streamed straight to your phone like TNT Sports, blowing minds like snorting bone-white bona fide propaganda powders, 100% purity, crystallized hate mainlined, mainstream news meth, death flooding your sinuses like gear cut up with ghost pepper chilies to incinerate your taste buds and make you hallucinate till you exult, swirling inferno of hate that misapportions fault, leaves tongues burnt, shriveling and frothing halt, noticing nothing. That's how you convince slugs to continue rating salt with rhetorical assaults that trigger dormant volcanoes. Who knows who's next to be suffocated in the ensuing basalt pyroclastic flow from their mouth foaming like they've been eating bath salt. These fuckers are crazy. And we're all serotonin-drained zombies, eating our own brains that they've been lacing with lazy Balamori bullshit, bedtime stories, fairy tales of forever nations, and the sanctity of corporations, as if they were flesh and not collective hallucinations, smelted in the forges and forgeries of empires, metal moulded out of zeros and wrought in holy books to look like immutable metal, shaped by the pious whose greed and desire drives us to recalculate, mistrust, twist prejudice, to pre-exist the needs of the many with the needs of the few, the lives of hundreds of thousands secondary to the bank accounts and power of trumped-up Netanyahus. It's all a ruse. They've fractured us. From times of papyrus to the printing press to digital access, we've been fooled by the emperor's new dress. They buy their gold with our souls. Children spent like coins clattering on the cold concrete. Missiles scrape the skies, the stars from the sky. And Trump towers reach up towards futility because gold might be a solid stock in shares on the FTSE, but the galaxies of infinity don't care. They'll melt all wealth and crush all kingdom. Stellar furnaces boiling at 100 million degrees don't care about your presidencies or your Lamborghinis. That's just the stupid story you're telling, and too many are buying the shit that they're selling. The main character myth, designed to make you overemphasize I and lose all your focus. Soon you find your fuck you, but here's the true. We can choose to be grains of sand that carve at the shell of the oyster of our world, or embrace one another and become pearls. If we could just swallow our unimportance, we'd discover our true portent. But instead, we're atomized and set on collision courses. We won't do deflections, only fractures or connections, the building blocks of the true resurrections. So take this as a lesson about divinity, because there's no higher power than physics technically. So it's funny that first there came fission, fueled by division. Fission is the elemental application of scissors, uses one to split one into two or more smaller ones, and if you try splitting a man from his lungs, or his heart, or his head, only achieved by the things that he's read that were given credibility by the tragedy of situations that are aberrations of nature, only recorded in laboratories and nations respectively and leading to denatured, enriched radioactive materials that pervade into your blood and turns to cancerous mud, veins to cancerous conduits to warp your organs, dull your wits, disable your faculties. This virus makes casualties of its host, whereas fusion's the most natural and fundamental principle of all. It sustains us, our good old gaseous spall. That's truly the centre of our orbit. Not me or you, we can't ignore it. We're no longer Ptolemy, not since Copernicus, gone post-atomic. It's not economics, but astral objects that forge our elliptical trajectory. It's this stellar nucleosynthesis, this fusion that sets infiniteness into motion. Fusion blows away the illusion of the power of friction, makes a fiction of the power of suicide vests, mass arrests, incarcerations in prisons, segregations and divisions, because fusion outstrips fission in raw energy provision. That's the true lesson of the sun god. We must embrace this fundamental basis, stop allowing ourselves to be split because we want to be the protagonist, but we aimed and we missed, narrowed your vision and you settled for the agon, becoming a paragon of personal struggle and an advocate of fission, and soon you're preaching Mein Kampf to whoever will listen, or aberrating jihad, or filling up refugee camps with exclusionary prophetic visions, giving priority to flimsy human histories that run contrary to the prevailing lessons of divinity and spirituality as expressed in the vast majority of religiosity, ignoring the undeniable message of the stars. As the god of rebirth set forth from the helio and twisted becomes helixes, don't you know, that form our actual DNA. We're at odds with the gods, and unless we recognize fusion, the musing scientists know all will be fission, and that way lies hell. So I'm out of here, like Keenan and Kel. Thank you.